Hi, and welcome to Torch Talk. My name is Brandy Miller, and today we have with us Mr. Keith Thomas. Hey, Keith, how are you?
Hey, Brandy, how are you today?
I'm doing great. So, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do here at Richmond Community College?
Yes, my name is Keith Thomas. I'm the Director of Law Enforcement Training for Richmond Community College. I am a retired Chief of Police from Sherrall, South Carolina. I did 34 years in law enforcement in the state of South Carolina. 30 of those were with the Sherrall Police Department, and I was chief for the last 8 years. My role here at the college is I am the director of all law enforcement training, which entails the basic law enforcement training program, also the detention officer training, and the correction officer training that we also provide at our Scotland campus. I'm also in charge of any in-service training that we do with the local police departments and sheriff's offices, where we provide the continuing education training for those agencies.
Okay, so can you provide us a summary of what the BLET program is, and can you also talk about funding and how long is the program?
Yes, they call it BLET. It's an acronym for Basic Law Enforcement Training. And basically in North Carolina, the community colleges provide the training for all basic law enforcement officers, meaning that if you want to start a career in law enforcement, you have to attend one of the programs, preferably here at Richmond, where you obtain the basic training to become certified with the state of North Carolina to be a police officer. And that program is, our program is 17 weeks long. And I know that sounds like a long time, but I promise you, as you're involved in this program, it flies by. We're almost 3/4 of the way through a program right now, and it seems like we started yesterday. The cost of the program is sort of a fluid cost, meaning that depending on funding from the state and any financial aid that we may can find, the most it would cost would be $1,900. But if we have had opportunities where we found funding where it can be as little as zero. It can be, but it won't be more than $1,900. Also, there's a new dynamic in play where most agencies in our area are hiring cadets, where you actually can be paid by the agency to come. So they would actually put you on their payroll and to attend our class. And when they do that, they actually assume the cost of the program as well. So not only do you get the program paid for, is you actually get a paycheck every time the department gets a paycheck. The cadets will get a paycheck.
Wow.
And right now I have 14 cadets in the program, and 13 of those are actually employed. So they're getting paid to come here and attend our training.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a lot different now. Used to, we would only have sponsored, where an agency would sponsor a cadet, but they wasn't getting a paycheck. And now the agencies are in need of good cadets, so they're not waiting for graduation day. They're going ahead and hiring them and sending them to our program, where that way they don't have to try to beat out all the other agencies to hire these people. They're hiring them and sending them here to the training, which takes a lot of pressure off of a cadet, because that way they don't have to struggle financially to get through this program.
Right. That's really good. What should students know prior to joining this program?
Yeah, and what I want the students to understand is law enforcement is a profession. It's not a job. And what we're looking for is we're looking for students that are committed to being the best law enforcement officer they can be. If you're not dedicated to serving the public, then this ain't the job for you. we're looking for the right fit, we're looking for the right candidate, and it's an academic side to this program, but it's also a physical part of this program, because at the end of the day, when you graduate, you're going to have to be able to handle yourself. You're going to have to be able to pursue people on foot. You're going to have to be able to deal with the stress of the job. And so we put our students through a rigorous training, both academically and physically, where they are required to do physical training 3 times a week while they're going through this program. And so there has to be a baseline where you start at. So we have to make sure that the cadet is capable of participating, and if they don't meet those thresholds, we can't let them in the program. So, one of the things is we require a physical to make sure a medical doctor signs off on the cadet being able to perform the duties that we're asking them to do. So I want everybody to understand that this job ain't for everybody, but we need the best of the best, because we want to produce the best candidates we can produce for these agencies.
I know that's right. I know you were saying physical training. That kind of goes into like my next question. What can students expect while being in the program? So when you talk about the training and physical, fitness stuff, I've seen them outside most of the time, and I see them running and see them doing a lot of the pull-ups. What type of fitness trainings are they doing?
Yeah, there's 2 components of the fitness training. Is one, we have to help the cadets build some upper body strength, and 2, we have to ensure that they build up their stamina and endurance, because the state mandates that every cadet pass the physical abilities test, and so that requires you to be able to climb and go over a 4-foot fence. Also, you have to be able to do 2 sets of 20 push-ups. You also have to be able to drag it's a dummy that weighs about 150 pounds. And you have to be able to drag it for a set amount of distance. So what our physical training is set up to do is to get them ready to take that test at the end of the program. And so all of our physical fitness, we run, we do push-ups, we do bear crawls, we do what they call up downs or burpees. They'll run in formation. There's a portion where the cadets get out and actually push a car, not by themselves. They push it as a group, because throughout my 34-year career, I've pushed more cars out of the roadway than I care to remember. But it's all of those things, and also another part of the physical part is we actually have a program or a class within the program that teaches how to handle yourself if you were to get in a fight. How do you disarm someone? So there's a lot of physical aspects to this job, and our physical program is set to help you accomplish what the state mandates you have to be able to do. So, but I can tell you, the cadets that we have right now, we test them on day 2 of the program, and we're getting ready to test them again, and we actually test them 3 times. So they'll know where they're at in the program before they have to take the state test at the end. And all of our cadets have really made improvements. You may not be able to do the pass the test on day 1, but the program is set up to help you accomplish those goals if you participate in the program.
Okay, so upon completion of this program, is there a way that a student can turn their training into a degree?
Yes, Richmond Community College has made a decision long before I came here that they needed to give credit for BLET students to transition that into an associate's degree. And so there is a formula that if you complete the BLET program, they'll give you X amount of hours towards your associate's degree. I do not know the final number of what that is, but it reduces the amount of credit hours that you have to get your associate's degree.
Right.
So anything you do in our BLET program will transfer over to an associate's degree, which then can be turned into a bachelor's degree if they see fit to pursue that.
Okay, so what is one thing that you want students to take away from this program?
We're building the leaders of tomorrow here. I'm towards the end of my career, and I can tell you that this job I consider it the best job in the world. There's very few jobs that you can have where you can have an impact on people every day if you choose to. And when I was chief, I challenged my staff to make a difference in somebody's life every day they come to work. And making a difference in somebody's life can be big or small. Sometimes people just need somebody to talk to. Sometimes people need help. Yeah. And that's where I think this profession is different than any other profession you can get into, is you have the ability to make an impact every day. And those small impacts turn into big impacts. Because when these young kids that you're dealing with and making an impact with, they'll never forget you and you'll never forget them. And I'm fortunate to live in the community that I policed in for over 30 years, and I still reap the benefits of the impacts that I've had throughout my career. So what I want people to take from this program is that we're trying to build this profession to where it needs to be. We got a long way to go, and we've had some bad apples in our profession, but I don't think we need to penalize the people that are doing the good work. And I want to be part of providing the next generation of law enforcement into where they can go out into our communities and make a difference, because that's the only way we're going to reestablish the relationship between law enforcement and our communities, is one person at a time, one contact at a time. It needs to be positive, and that's what we're trying to train here. Is there's different ways to accomplish things, and I think when our students graduate this program, they will understand what that means.
That's right. So is there any additional information that you would like to provide?
Yeah, we have we have my second basic class coming up. It starts July 17th. This class that we're running now will end July 7th, so I get 10 days to sort of take a breath, and then July 17th we're going to start another one. The deadline to get your packets in will be June 30th. So if anyone has a question, you can reach me at the Hamlet campus, and I can either email a packet or they can come to either one of our campuses and obtain a packet. But I need them turned in by June 30th, which will give me time to order uniforms and get everything ready for them to start the program.
All right. Well, Keith, thank you so much for doing Torch Talk with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it was very interesting, especially to learn about, all the different things that students will learn in this program. I've been here for a year now, and I'm like, I don't exactly know everything about it, but I feel like I've learned so much just talking to you. Well,
I appreciate it, and I want everybody to know this, that this is my passion, is building a generation of law enforcement where I want it to go. Right. I want us to be a huge impact on our communities. And for me, although I've ended my career as far as enforcing the law, I think I can have an even bigger impact on transitioning people from the civilian world to the law enforcement career, and give them the knowledge that I've learned, and through the mistakes I've made throughout my career, I can prevent people from making those same mistakes, and learn and taking what I've learned how to have an impact on people, and giving it to them on the front end of their career, instead of them waiting 10 or 15 years to learn it themselves.
Right.
They can take it from day one and understand the pitfalls of law enforcement and how to make a difference in our communities.
That's right.
This is Brandy, and this is Torch Talk. Have a great day.